That you know how many times at work I've heard women say, and I'm an asshole. I don't really care. IG check the fuck out of them every time. I really do. They go, man, I wish he would because I'm like, you ain't gonna do shit.
For the victory lap though. Whoa, whoa. They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I should overcome. What for? Train in the trees, please pardon my sycamore. Touch burning sands, cross lands and stormy shore seasons in the year, yeah. Ain't no channel for champions and chain no fear. Yep, the champ is here. Switch gears, we keeping haters in the rear.
What's going on, folks? It is Common Sense, and we are back again. And you already know we do it every single week. So we can go ahead and have everybody go and shout out the handles, social media, A-libs, anything you got. Go ahead on, take it.
Yeah, it's to see Julia's work out. You can check me on IG and on YouTube. So that's it.
And you already know it's your boy Shopee90, Anime Swag Fitness, Big Guy Fashion, and Common Sense on YouTube and Instagram. So we're here to do a reaction video to the new. Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh, but it's kind of funny. The new Marvel's She-Hulk movie. I don't know if you're like a big, comic book guy. I don't think you are, right, Cole?
Not a big comic book guy, but I like religiously follow all of the Marvel cinematic universe stuff. So I've been watching every episode, so I'm pretty into it. I actually like the show, so this is gonna be an interesting conversation.
Okay, so I'll be honest with you. Ever since Infinity War kind of came out, like it's just been like I've been trying to get back into it. But
that's a lot of people, though.
Yeah, it's like you finish the game and then you're just going back to play on the side quests. Honestly, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But but so for anybody who doesn't know, right, She-Hulk is the newest addition to the Marvel team. Who, if I remember, we didn't even start yet, bro. But so she's Bruce Banner's daughter and
cousin.
So is it the cousin? I apologize.
At least in the cinematic universe, I can't speak for others in the comic book and cinematic universe.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. I thought in the comic books it was the daughter, but okay. But I could be wrong. It's been a little bit, right? But so and pretty much, we're just going to just go ahead and just get straight into it. Yeah.
Here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult or might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you.
IMDb really thought they were doing something special when they tweeted this out. They were so happy. It was brave and it was stunning. But the reality of it is, it's been a glorious backfire. The tweet says, say it louder for the people in the back. Brave and stunning. Oh, we're so brave and we're so stunning. Except when you actually look at the comments, our good friend, Quarter Black Garrett, ratioed the hell out of this tweet. And it says 2016 called. It wants its whiny feminist writing back. And that's something that so many of us have recognized with this series, and not just this series, but so many other series out there. And as a matter of fact, there's Viva right there. There's Melanie Mack. But Viva actually has an interesting tweet about this. Now, in this video that you watched at the beginning of my video, she talks about all of these ridiculous statements pertaining to women, and she says, or I could literally just be killed. Well, Viva has something called facts. Now, I know a lot of people get triggered by facts, and it really upsets them, so trigger warning for the people that don't like facts. But the fact is, fact check, 78% of homicide victims are male. Uh-oh, there goes your narrative. Uh-oh, facts once again enter the equation, and of course, they're very toxic. So Disney, Marvel, and the mainstream they continue to get owned and destroyed by facts and reality. And people, generally speaking, are sick and tired of all of this nonsense. So we'll continue to laugh at She-Hulk. We'll continue to roast it because it's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of stuff coming out this month that I think is going to be very roast worthy. And unfortunately, that's coming off of something that was good, though, because we don't have anything else good, it seems, outside of Cobra Kai, which I do think will be fantastic. Better Call Saul ended up being one of the best series I have seen in a long time and really did live up to the Breaking Bad legacy, and I didn't think that was possible. Better Call Saul was a phenomenal series, but now we have She-Hulk going on. We have Rings of Power, which is going to be an absolute trash fire beyond belief. We have House of Dragon, which I'm not really sure what to expect out of that because of the Game of Thrones situation with season 8, but it's going to be interesting to watch it play out. We have Andor, the new Star Wars series, which is going to have a Trumpian world to focus on. So a lot of trash fires out there, but you do have Cobra Kai season 5, which I'm very much looking forward to. Also, we are now focusing heavily on our locals community, where I just posted the new Geeks and Gamers hats over there. Those are going to be available for pre-order over on 221B. So if you have not checked out our store over on 221B, we have a lot of cool merch over there. There's the shirts, there's the patches, there's the bag. There's a lot of cool stuff over there, but please.
So yeah, that's the that's pretty much the gist of it. With
Yeah, I can't disagree with what he said. I mean, I like the show, but I definitely I see what he's talking about. It's obviously it's there throughout the show, and not just this show. It's in Captain Marvel. It's really in any show, and it's not just women. You see this with black people. You see this with the LGBTQ community. You see it everywhere. So I'm not gonna sit I'm not gonna sit here and cap he lying because there's a scene where they're throwing rocks these big these big boulders.
I'm sorry.
And she throws a boulder she has to throw the boulder further than Bruce Banner. You know what I mean? Or she's able to control now. This one may be different. This may be trying to fit the actual comic book. I don't know, but you know how Bruce is the Hulk is a separate person, a separate not person, but personality for him, right? She doesn't have that. So maybe that's actually sticking to the comic book. I can't speak to that. But just little things like that it's just a little overkill. I can ignore it because I'm just obsessed with the cinematic universe. But I do see the problem. I do see it's there. I'm not gonna act like it's there.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. At the end of Infinity War, I saw bits and pieces where I was like, I feel like this shit might be fucking
The fight scene with all the women.
And they did that real still kind of the thing or whatever, right? I'm like, I feel like this shit might be fucking and I'll be honest with you, I've seen a bunch of clips, way too many clips on social media, YouTube, wherever about She-Hulk, right? And I'm a huge, me and my sister used to watch all of the Marvel movies, right? And now I fell off because after Infinity War, just didn't feel the same anymore. Cap gone, Cap Black, you know what I'm saying? The Black, she dead, you know what I mean? Just all the spoilers, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say this: that shit was fucking cringe-worthy, bro. I'm just he was even just one clip where she was just she was because I've had it harder than you or some shit like that. You saw that one?
Well, what?
Where She-Hulk is talking to Bruce she's had it harder than him or something like that.
I don't remember that. I mean, I think it was basically in that clip where she's insinuating it, but yeah. I mean, it's just to your point. It's just a talking point that people use. I don't.
But it's not reality, though. That's the problem. Is that we're
yeah.
Mind you, I'm a huge Marvel nerd. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know, right, who watched that clip and said, "Oh, well, maybe it's not sure." Let me spill some facts for you. In the Marvel universe, Bruce Banner was hunted for over a decade. He was sleeping in the forest, right, being hunted alive. Made it all the way down to some country, Hispanic country down by the border, right? And then they still knew who he was. They just gave up on trying to find him, right? He couldn't even have sex because if he got too excited, right? Then Hope was gonna pop the fuck out, right? It got so bad he literally tried to kill himself. he like, not even trying to kill himself. Like the only reason why he didn't is because the Hulk he shot himself and then the Hulk spit it back out.
Yeah.
Even after they recruited him to the Avengers team, Nick Fury even had a fucking specially made canister just to kill him. The one woman he loved, dead. Fuck is you talking about? What the fuck happened to you? Aren't you a lawyer?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like I get where you're coming from with that. Like I'm not.
No, I'm just as me just keeping it a buck, man. Like make it make sense to me. Like please make it make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I don't give a fuck. And what you're teaching people right now is the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're teaching people the wrong thing. You're teaching people that like, okay, well I feel like I'm more oppressed here. I feel like I'm like, yo, like if you only listen to feel they get you fucked up every time. I don't understand why we're pushing this like narrative. Like teach people how to control their emotions and even just like recognize like, hey man, you know, I'm kind of tripping right now. And that right there was garbage. Okay, anyway, it was straight garbage. Like it was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah, and I agree. This, like I said, I ignore it because I just love it.
How do you ignore it?
I literally ignore it, but it's throughout the entire show. Like because I guess because you didn't watch Endgame, did you?
Yeah, I did. I watched all of it. I watched all of the Endgame.
Okay, so you also watched Endgame, yeah? Because like I said, they had that scene in Endgame.
Right at the end. Oh, I said Infinity War.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like I don't know. It's just it's not necessary. But I mean,
they're doing too
I
much.
don't know.
The people
You said
right
what?
now in the media, they're doing too much. It's like the brother from Game of Thrones, not Game of Thrones, it's a news thing, House of Drogon or whatever, right? They mad because they got a brother they got cast in there, right? Let me make it very clear. That is a mythical realm. It's not a book. Nothing's been written. You know what I mean? So they're making it up as they go along. Who cares, right? I like it's not real, okay, whatsoever. Like people want to get mad at 007 because they're trying to cast each album. I get that. At least they're trying to stick to like the textbook comic book version of 007. All right, cool. I can wrap my head around that. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that. I really do. Like so then it's like why are you doing this? Nobody's calling you to do this. Nobody's making you do this. Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, my thought is it must be like there's always you got to follow the money, right? So at some point, if it is a problem or if it is getting out of hand, then Disney will start to their profits will start to go down, and then they will pull it back. I don't know if that will happen. I'm not. To me, one of my problems with Disney is like they're being overly inclusive. They're being so inclusive that by being so inclusive, you're not actually attending. You're not talking or attending to anybody. I'd rather you just keep it to where it makes sense. Like, but now it's just getting because my concern is let's say you're to watch She-Hulk, right? You can make the case you could almost falsely believe that. So, give you an example, right? So, like, there's a woman, there's a man. They're in a bar. They get into an argument. Let's say she takes She-Hulk too seriously. She's 120 pounds. This guy's 200 pounds. She's like, I've been watching She-Hulk. I'm gonna kick his ass. She comes up to the guy. She punches him. He looks at her and he's like, and he just wears her ass out. I understand. I get She-Hulk's an exaggeration of that, but you start to actually believe these things, and that's the concern I have for it.
I don't think it's an exaggeration at all. Like, I think that how many times at work I've heard women say, and I'm an asshole. I don't really care. IG check the fuck out every time. I really do. Like, man, I wish he would because I'm like, you ain't gonna do shit. I let him know first. Like, you're not gonna do anything. And if a woman is ever dumb enough to say that to me, I'll let her know, what the fuck you doing? What the fuck? I can keep you in check with less than 10% of my physical strength. I don't need to hit you. I can keep you locked the hell up and embarrass the hell out of you. Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
And that's my thing. Like, I wish the narrative would shift. So, like, I'm all about like women empowerment. Like, I have no problem with that. I just wish it would stick to being inside of women. Like, why does it have to be women competing with men? You can be a strong woman. You can be career driven, but you don't need to compete with me. Like, we're not trying to compete. Like, why are we? It doesn't make sense. It is and my thing is it's dangerous, and that's my issue. Again, Bruce Banner, it's entertainment. But to your point, people are going to think it's real. And then mind you, at least that's fake, right? But then you have like the real world where like they're doing movies like with like they just seem to be real people where they're getting you to believe this too. And it's like, yo, that shit is kind of dangerous. Like, don't get me wrong, like you do have the one woman in CrossFit who's like crazy strong, but that's the one woman. She's the outlier. She's not the average person. And I just think it's just dangerous. I mean, like I said, I like the show, but I am not gonna sit here and cap and act like the writing is sketchy. I'm like, but I'm just like, for me, it's like, and this is sad. Like, you get so involved in these things, you're like, yo, I cannot miss this show because if I miss it, it's gonna throw me out of like, I'm not gonna understand what the other shows are talking about.
I'm just like keep that shit the fuck over there, okay? Like, y'all have ruined Woke, okay?
Yeah, but that's Disney. But that's Disney though. Disney is like, that's my thing about Disney. The problem with Disney is that they try to please everybody. So like it's absurd. 'Cause I can only imagine like what Disney, they just can't help themselves. They really can't.
They do too much. Calm the fuck down. Ain't that
They're doing way too much. Because again, like it's like like, why is she competing with the Hulk? It doesn't make sense. You're supposed to be a team, like a unit. Yep. Like, it doesn't make like, if you watch it and you think about it realistically, it's like she's getting an attitude because almost like I feel like because she feels like he's saying that you shouldn't be able to do these things so fast. And that's not what he's just telling her, hey, look, this is what I've experienced. I just want you to be knowledgeable of what I'm dealing with. I just gave you this crazy ass disease, basically. So you might want to be aware. But that's not how she's taking. Like, in the real world, it would come off as like on TV, it's almost seen and perceived as she's being strong and independent. But like, if you saw that shit in the real world, you would take it as like, why is she being so what's the word? Like, not defensive, combative. There's other words. You know what I mean? Yeah. Rather than just like listen, he's trying to help you out.
Instead of just listening, he's trying to help you.
Yeah, that's all he's trying to do.
And they're trying to take it as he's like trying to like mansplain her and all that.
Yeah, she's taking it like, oh well, I'm not you. I'm stronger than you. And it's just like, he's just like you. Like, I haven't really figured this thing out yet, so I'm just trying to keep you abreast.
He's been through it all before. Again, you're just perpetuating the narrative that like, oh, you don't need to listen to the elders. You don't need to respect man. Always like stupid stuff. Like, it's like, bro, what are you doing here, bro? You're not gonna get nowhere by yourself. That's exactly. Men. You're not gonna get no men and women. We need each other. And you can sit up here and try to say you're doing all you want to, and you can be fine, right? And most people, you will be fine if you decide never to get married, never to get a girlfriend, never to get you will be fine. You will be self-sufficient, right? But I think we can all agree life's a hell of a lot more fun, right? We're together, regardless of what it looks.
I completely agree. I was telling my wife today, I was like, one of the scariest thing right now is all these single dudes walking around. They ain't got no purpose. That's so scary. It's scary, man.
Yeah, for real, bro. Yeah, it is. It's super scary.